I have always believed that the great Creator had a great design for my people, the Cherokees. I have been taught that from my childhood up, and now in my mature manhood, I recognize it as a great truth. Our forces have been dissipated by the external forces. Perhaps it has been just a training, but we must now get together as a race and render our contribution to mankind. We are endowed with intelligence. We are industrious. We are loyal. And we are spiritual. But we are overlooking the particular Cherokee mission on earth. For no man nor race is endowed with these qualifications without a designed purpose. Redbird Smith, 1918. Today, the prosperity and the excellence that the Cherokee Nation and its people have earned time and time again in their long existence from antiquity to the present is the same challenge that our ancestors faced with incredible will to not just survive, but to flourish. This is the legacy that has been handed to us. Now, it is our turn to step up and meet the challenge to prosper and excel once more as a people, a culture, a society, and a nation.
Birds bring the messages of loved ones to me. Now all creation and the
Today, Lord, for the many blessings that you have upon us, Lord. We're just thankful that we're able to be here again today to work for the betterment of our nation. We just ask you to be in the midst, Lord, and those decisions are made, Lord, be in your favor, Lord. We just thank you for everything you've done in your name. Amen.
Here.
Here. Thomas here. Cherokee here. Joe Quickly. Mayor Craven here. John Garvin
Here.
Paul Thompson.
Here.
William Johnson.
Here.
John Keenan. Linda Leary. Jacob Bob Martin. Nobody Shawtower. David Thornton.
Present.
Joe Cherokee here.
We have a quorum. Next item is approval of minutes of the previous meeting, February 17th. Motion made second. Next, we move to the state of the nation address by Principal Chief Cass Queen. All those in favor, aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carried. State of the nation address, please.
Welcome, March 15th, 2004, State of the Nation. This is spring break. It's time for Girl Scout cookies and basketball. I think Don and Karis have been happy since their team of home states won the Big 12 championship. It's going to be exciting to watch the girls. Kansas girls won the state championship. The Kenwood boys won the 8th grade state championship. Our supporter boys advanced to the state quarterfinals, lost to friendly rival Riverside. Last Thursday, of course, we were disappointed. It was a great rivalry. It was a great game. There's probably 8,000 Indian folks in the big house, and it was just a great atmosphere. So, just as sort of kick-started the enthusiasm for supporting, we hope that the same occurs at Riverside, because it's a great sense of community when you see that many people supporting their children. Our boys have had a great season. Our girls had a great season, so we're very, very proud of them. Talking about basketball, our supported gym is in the construction phase of design. We set aside $4 million. In the next few months, I'll be coming back and asking for more money. And this time, I think we'll all agree to do this one, because we would like to add the enhancements of including additional parking lights and enhancements like that. Our three focuses for the next few years for administration is language, community, and jobs. The Sequoia ball game was broadcast in Cherokee. We've got great press out of that in the Oklahoma City papers. Our hymnal, which is going to be printed in Cherokee and phonetics and translation, should go to the press this month. We have a great sense of community down at Evening Shades when they celebrated this last weekend Jimmy McCoy's birthday and patronized in the community. And the Saline Courthouse Preservation Project, where they had about 30, 40 folks come to visit to work together to rebuild that historic landmark. Dates of interest employee meetings at Stillwell Clinic, March 17th at 3 p.m. J Clinic at 2 p.m. on March 19th. March 19th at 4 p.m. the Salina Clinic. An employee meeting at Claremore March 24th at 1:30. The no water employee meeting will be at 4 o'clock on March 24th in the completion office and do those days. April 13th will be the Cherokee Nation Day at the state capitol. If you recall, we take our boots. As you recall, we take our boots and educate the and legislators as to the contributions and promises of the Cherokee Nation. There's several recognitions we'd like to make tonight, and I'd ask Joe Grayson to help me with this one. Just before last Christmas, Cherokee Nation Enterprises chartered some buses and brought the 120th Engineer Combat Battalion home for the holidays from Fort Sill. I wish they could be tonight, but soon after the holidays they were deployed to Iraq. However, they did send us a plaque of appreciation. The people who deserve the most credit for helping these soldiers are CNE employees. They are here tonight, Brian Collins and John Gillette. And Joe, if you'll come down and help me with this. Y'all would come forward, please. Joe, if you'll take these over to those. Would y'all just stand right up there, please. Let me read this, and then we'll present the plaques to you. We have one to the Cherokee Nation. Let me see if they read the same. Okay, we do. For meritorious service while serving the 120th Engineer Combat Battalion Heavy, your dedicated participation conducted in our preparation for Operation Iraq, Freedom 2, helped every soldier. Your readiness upon request for voluntary service increased the assets of the 120th Engineer Battalion in the Oklahoma Army National Guard. Signed by Ronald Gott, Command Sergeant Major, and William Bartheld, Commander. So let me pass this around. And they did send 2 certificates of appreciation to employees Brian Collins and John Gillette. So let's present those. Not all of those who served in Iraq will come back. Many of us read in the paper in these last 2 weeks about another Cherokee. Very courageous, served the nation and served our nation, the Cherokee Nation, in a civilian manner. This evening I will ask the tribal council to amend the agenda to pass a resolution honoring Cherokee citizen Fern Holland, who was killed last week in Iraq. Holland grew up in Miami and was an attorney ensuring the rights for women in Iraq under the new Constitution. I have copies of that resolution that I pass around. And if you will, at the time of this presentation, I'd like to say a few more words about this heroic young Cherokee woman. So I have nothing further in my State of the Nation. I'd like to entertain any questions. If none, we'll go.
Sure. I would move to amend the agenda at this time. Add item number 16. It's a resolution regarding certain asset purchase transactions involving Cherokee Nation Enterprises, needing a limited waiver of sovereignty. To be number 16. Number 17, resolution authorizing limited waiver of sovereign immunity for Cherokee Nation Enterprises, specifically at Cox Communications. Number 18 would be an amendment to amending the Constitution for Cherokee Nation limited mixed beverage sales related to the Cherokee Nation Enterprises, adding new language in Section 8, the sale of liquor and declaring an emergency, making this act more restrictive. And then the number 19 would be a resolution honoring Arnell Holland, brave as Cherokee citizen.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Mr. President, while we're in the process of amending the agenda, I would like to amend the agenda to include the extension of time in Legislative Act 2703 dealing with the heritage center.
I will second that one.
And that would be item,
That would be item 20.
okay. Any questions or discussion? Motion is made and seconded. All those in favor, aye. Aye. All those opposed, no.
Mr. Chairman, as we start the committee report, if I could report on a subcommittee of language and culture. I've got word this week that administration had agreed with the Language and Culture Committee to accept the Iron Cross of General Stand Waiting that apparently was taken from his grave some time ago. We're going to take it in such a manner to the Heritage Center, and hopefully they will, we're working toward a Memorial Day celebration and reenactment possibly. And I just wanted to make that as an announcement to the council and in form of report. And if I could have a moment of personal privilege, I had a Cherokee citizen call. I had a Cherokee citizen from Tulsa call me. His name is Terry A. Taylor. He's Lieutenant Colonel, USA retired. He sings and sings and writes songs, and he's quite proud of a song that he wrote entitled I'm a Cherokee, and asked if I would not play it for the tribal council meeting. So with your permission, sir, I'll play that.
Well, since he's a Cherokee, let's hear it.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next item. There was no action of unfinished business, so we moved to the committee reports, of which we just had Mr. Baker. And now the confirmation of health committee membership.
Mr. President, I would like to place the nomination of Health Committee Auditor Snow Connor. That form of motion.
Any questions or discussion? Second. Motion made, seconded. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carried. Congratulations, Tom. Next, we have the confirmation of language, history, and culture membership. Councilman Keener.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to compromise Audrey Smoke Connor to the language and history and culture membership. I'm moving to approve.
Second.
Motion made, second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carried. Congratulations, all. Next, we move to confirmation of employment committee membership. Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to ask for a motion to accept Councilwoman Cherokee to be added to the employment committee.
So moved. Second. Motion's been made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Congratulations, Cherokee. Next, we have the confirmation of community service membership. Councilman Stockhouse.
I'd like to make a motion to approve Neil England to the Community Service Committee.
Motion made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Congratulations, Jill. Next, we move to monthly reports. First report we have is the Housing Authority. Mr. Sutherland, please.
Good evening. I have a brief report for you this evening. Our regular monthly meeting, which was scheduled for tomorrow night, has been rescheduled for next Tuesday, the 23rd. We weren't able to get a quorum for tomorrow night's meeting. Some of the agenda items will be to elect a vice chairman. We will also discuss allowing families living in the HOSDA home the opportunity to assign the home to a family member for some reason that they can't continue in the program. We allow assignments in our mutual health program and always have, but it's never been addressed in the HOSDA program. We'll also have a representative from the National American Indian Housing Council at the meeting to discuss the possibility of filming the next board meeting, the April meeting. They're developing a training film and would like to feature our board in that film. The board will also be discussing the $5 administrative fee on the Community Shield Insurance Program. Hope to discuss this with the council at Wednesday's committee meeting a little further. And while on the subject of insurance, Ameren Risk Management has changed some of its guidelines on homeownership insurance for privately owned homes. And we've presented this, but if you don't deal with it every day, you probably forget exactly what programs they offer. Ameren offers two programs for privately owned homes. One is the Community Shield Insurance Program. Our housing authority administers the Community Shield Program for Ameren. It currently has over 1,700 families participate. It's not affected by the new guidelines. This particular Community Shield is different from the other program in that each family has the same coverage. It's you don't get to pick and choose. What's already been set up is what you get. The program that is affected is called Native American Shield. This program allows a homeowner to choose the amount of coverage and the amount of liability coverage they want. It basically allows the family to pick and choose what type of coverage they want. What has changed deals with the status of the land the home sits on. The land now has to either be on a reservation, Indian allotments, or a dependent Indian community. This change does not affect homes that were on the program before March 1st. On our North Tulsa houses, we've analyzed the bids. The board has rejected all the bids. We have been negotiating with the high bidder and continue to negotiate, but we're also entertaining any interest from the public. We will be showing the homes to prospective buyers and have shown some of the homes. That's my report. I'll answer any questions I can.
David, I'd like to know, do you have any schedule out, or do we have anything going on the next meeting with the Indian Housing Plan of 2004?
I've not seen a meeting set.
No, we were decided the chief couldn't be here this week, and he's going to be gone the rest of the week, so we're going to wait till after he returns from his trip.
Thank you.
Mr. President? Yes, sir. There your discussion about the change of the insurance as far as status of the land. Now, in the past, our 14 county jurisdiction has been considered reservation land simply because it's our jurisdiction. Does that mean that the folks within the 14 counties are still covered, or is this a...
Amherst's position is that in Oklahoma, it's going to be either on allotment, trust land, what have you, or it has to fit into that definition of dependent Indian community. And someone has to certify that. So that's something that I mentioned it actually to Marvin Jones this morning. Hope to have a little more discussion with Marvin to see if we can set up because there needs to be a process. That when someone does come in and meets those criteria, someone is going to have to certify to that. And so there's going to have to be a process set up.
We can talk this more about it Wednesday, or you know?
Yeah, we can discuss it further Wednesday about that process.
In regard to a lot of land, there's not many original allottees left. With their descendants, would they qualify if they still live on their land?
It's my understanding that yes, and knowing that there's not many allottees left, I think they've taken the position of restricted type land to fit the definition.
Mr. President,
Just
to clarify that further, that would be if the allotted land is still held in trust,
correct.
Not if you're a descendant and that's of the original ownership. So it would have to be held in trust still.
I think that's correct.
Would that, if it was not, would that fit into that independent land? I mean, what's the definition of that? What they?
You might want to ask the other besides me on that one.
I was thinking that all the counties would fall apart, because we're pretty much independent.
And certainly there's a lot of lawyers in the room that can talk to that knows a lot more about that. But I'm real hesitant to even say what that is, and certainly real hesitant to sign off on what it is.
We'll find something.
Who certifies this, Dave?
Good question. I almost think that it has to come from the chief's office, possibly. It doesn't say that in the letter that I saw, but there would certainly have to be someone designated to sign have the authority to sign. I don't know that I've got that for. I do know that there's a program called Section 184 loans. It's a government guaranteed mortgage, and part of the deal is you have to certify to the status of the land, whether it's fee simple or whether it's in trust or what have you. And they won't accept anyone but the chief or his certifying officer. If a few of those come through, you always have to send them out here.
Any other questions?
How many people were affected by this new rule?
To be honest with you, I do not know. I don't know how many they've got from the 14 county area on this Native American shield. Now our Title VI, when one of those come through, we offered that to them. So I know there's 150 or so that are on the program. But there's other people. I mean, there's even I believe you can get a rental policy. And I think some landlords have actually got rental policies through this group. So I don't know the number, but that'd be interesting to know. I'll try to find that out before Wednesday.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Dave. Next, we have Cherokee Nation Enterprises. Mr. David Stewart.
Good evening. CNE continues to experience positive results. Our net income set a record for the month of February in the history of the company. In fact, it was substantially higher than any previous month. So I think our employees are to be congratulated. They're doing an excellent job, and I would encourage the council to come out and visit them anytime you'd like to see the casinos. They're really doing a fantastic job. In regards to where we were last year, we're approximately 5% above our net income actual net income for last year. 73% of our workforce is Native American, with 92% of our new hires Native American. Mark your calendars for October 18th. It's the grand opening of the Cherokee Casino. So mark that week off. We'll have you out for a lot of festivities. And with regard to that, we will be having job fairs and hiring a substantial number of new employees, approximately 500 new employees, starting within the next 60 days. So for those of you listening to this, we would encourage you to come and make application. We have a lot of great career paths from all the way from information technologies to hotel and hospitality. So to encourage that. Compact legislation, as you know, passed the House by a slim margin. This represents a landmark history for us as a tribe. It's one of the first times that education, racing industry, and tribes have worked together along with the legislature to pass legislation that would significantly influence all of those different entities. So I feel like although the legislation is passed, that those relationships will continue for a long time, and we look forward to working with those with education of Oklahoma and the racing industry. It'll be very positive for Oklahoma, and we've been in support of the compact for the past months. Be happy to answer any questions you might have about CNE.
Mr. President, is that talking about the new employment? Where would they go to apply? Where's the physical address?
I don't know the actual address, but it is right off of 193rd, on 193rd, just south of the 44 exit. We will have plenty of advertisement when that comes out, looking at Phoenix and so on for the exact location. But it's right there close to the casino.
Thank you.
David, I've got a question, if you don't mind. Do they have to go to Catoosa?
Yes. There is a way to fill out an application online, but it would be better to be looking for our job fairs so you can actually come out and fill out the application and go through the screening process.
Thank you, sir. Any questions?
And we will also have a link on the Cherokee.org webpage for that. Just before. So.
Any other questions? Thank you, David.
Thank you.
This is Cherokee Nation Industries. Mr. Jim Duty.
Good evening, Principal Chief Smith, Deputy Chief Grayson, and members of the council. CNI sales for the month of February were $6.8 million, with total sales for the 7-month period being approximately $55 million. This means that CNI is running at about $100 million level, or about a 50% increase over last year, the same period. Our profitability for the same period has increased about 20%. Profitability as compared to a percentage of sales is about 3%. Backlog continues to be strong, with our total backlog being in the $70 million range. So we have almost a year's work on the books right now. During the month of March, an opportunity arose to purchase a property on the northwest corner of routes 51 and 59. This is a piece of property that's adjacent to CNI's property. The property has about 100-foot frontage on Route 51 and Route 59. Those of you that are familiar with Stillwell, as you're coming in Stillwell, you come up to the stop sign where the vendors are at the corner. We don't own that corner, and this is an opportunity for us to buy that corner. Right now, we're proceeding, CNI is proceeding to purchase a property. And purchase of the property will allow CNI and the nation to own the property all the way to the intersection, thus protecting the existing property that we have in Stillwell, or that CNI is located on from anything objectionable being constructed on that corner, plus being able to clean it up and get the vendors off that corner of the property. I think it's a reasonable price for the property, as reasonable as property prices can be right now. But I think we ought to be allowed to go ahead and do that. That concludes my report. Any questions from the council?
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Next, we move on to new business. And I will entertain a motion to approve the amended agenda. First item on the agenda. Legislative act amending Legislative Act 3030. And who's taking you from the
Yes, this is an act amending Legislative Act 3003, authorizing the comprehensive budget for fiscal year 04. It's modified and declaring an emergency. The cumulative total of the budget is increased by $19,769,555. For a total authority of $312,670,907. A couple of items of note. The committee to Legal Finance removed $33,317 for what we believe was maintenance of the donated terminal federal building. The chief came back to us and pointed out that that was part of the cost of doing business, and just maintenance, and that we were, it was fixing up, getting ready for some tenants, and made it a viable business arrangement. Second item, they had originally asked for $50,000 for an employee picnic. The council chose not to fund the picnic for $50,000. But when it was brought back by the chief, it was discussed that it would be a employee appreciation and something that he thought would be, good for employee relations, for building family and friendships within the nation. That is in there. The other item that was removed, it also had to do with the terminal federal government. I put this on the table for motion.
So here's second.
I did not make a motion, sir.
I move to accept line number 5.
Second. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Bill England?
Yes.
Bill John Baker?
No.
Margaret Connor? Yes. Carol Thomas?
Yes.
Joe Christian? Mary Craig?
Yes.
John Garvey?
Yes.
Charles Thompson?
Yes.
William Johnson?
Yes.
John Keener?
Yes.
Linda O'Leary? Jacob Martin?
Yes.
Melvin Shophouse?
No.
David Gordon?
No.
Bill Georgie?
Yes.
The act carries 10-3. Next, we will item 4, the resolution for erecting a monument. Councilman Baker.
Yes, this resolution is in support of erecting a monument in remembrance of Samuel Austin Worcester, a beloved figure in Cherokee Nation history. There was no money involved. However, it's to be erected at the Heritage Center, and is to which I think they're finding a place for it, and I think maybe we're going to do some in-kind as far as a little bit of concrete that is going to lay a concrete pad on. I move this for approval.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 3, a resolution authorizing the Environmental Protection Commission to submit grants. Please stop that.
All right, this is a resolution authorizing the Environmental Protection Commission and environmental programs to submit a grant application to the Department of Health and Human Services. I put that in form of motion.
Second. Motion made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 4 is a resolution authorizing the Cherokee Nation environmental programs to submit a grant. Please stop, Council.
This is also a resolution authorizing Cherokee Nation environmental programs to submit a grant proposal to EPA for water pollution control. I put that on motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carried. Item number 5 is a resolution authorizing the assumption of federal environmental responsibilities for South House.
This is another resolution authorizing the assumption of federal environmental responsibilities for all construction projects completed under Title of the Indian Self-Determination Act and Education System. Is that a form motion?
Second. Motion's made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carried. Item number 6, a resolution claiming the Cherokee Nation interest in certain 1.5 acre tract of land. Councilman Martin.
It's a resolution, as you mentioned, certain half-acre tract of land located in Cherokee County. I would move for adoption.
Second.
Motion made second, Mr. Chairman.
I would move that we amend that legislation where it asks for $750 from the Bob and Mary Smith, an elder Cherokee couple trying to put their allotments back in total, that we amend it from $750 to $10.
Mr. President, could I address that issue? Can you give you a little bit of background about this?
Could we get a second or let it die before discussion?
Second for your discussion.
Motion made second. Thank you, Sid.
What this was, some litigation involving Robin Mays. He put a claim, he went to his aunt and uncle and asked for an acre to build a house on, and then deeded it to, quote, the Cherokee Nation. It was a scheme to donate it to his organization called the Cherokee Nation 1839. And create some kind of presence of that fictional organization. After litigation, condemning his efforts to issue car tags, and if you recall that escapade, he issued about over 200 car tags fraudulently to people thinking that it was the real Cherokee Nation.
we brought litigation and got judgment, and this is one of the assets that were derived out of judgment. We negotiated settlement of $750. The proceeds of that $750 was going to the people who had been defrauded, who bought bogus tags, to help them cover their costs. In this instance, the proposal before the council is to assist the aunt and uncle to recover their land who we believe were innocent parties. They thought they were doing something good for their nephew. In fact, I would say taken. So, of course, before the council is to want to give the $750 back to the aunt and uncle, or to put it into the fund for the fraud victims of this tag scheme by Robin Mays. I'll just advise you, we have no objection to the proposed amendment. It's going, whichever way it goes to people that were defrauded by Mr. Mays.
Call for question. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. All those opposed, no.
Thank you. What did you vote? Yeah, the amendment or the...
You need to vote on the amendment first. We have to do a roll call vote on the amendment. If we need to amend the legislation from $750 to $10. Everybody gets one third.
Just to clarify, so what we're asking, or what Bill Jones asked in the amendment, is that instead of asking the couple for $750 settlement, we're asking them only for $10 to settle out with the Cherokee Nation for our quick claim.
Correct.
Okay.
Motion was made, seconded. Bill call vote.
Stuart England?
No.
Bill Jones?
Yes.
Audrey Connor? Yes. Carol Callen?
Yes.
Joe Pittman? Mary Traylor?
Yes.
Don Garber?
Yes.
Charles Austin?
Yes.
William Johnson?
Yes.
John Keener?
Yes.
Linda O'Leary? Jacob Bob Martin?
Yes.
Nobody? Yes. David Thornton?
Yes.
Bill Cherokee?
Yes.
Okay, the amendment carried. 12 to 1.
Call for the question on the resolution.
Resolution was for the couple to pay $10, is that correct?
Well, pass the whole thing and get it put back to
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carried. Next is item 7, a resolution authorizing the Bureau of Indian Affairs to provide an update for Cherokee Nation's inventory of Indian reservation roads. Mr. Martin.
Mr. Chairman, I want to keep that, the narrative there is to provide an update on FY 2004 Indian Reservation Road Inventory, including additional road knowledge and visual discussion reasons set on the other. Move for approval.
Second. Motion is made, second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carried.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, let me read some of the roads that were added to this, just for the audience. There's road northeast of Fort Gibson Road, Welling Road, Bobtail Road, Rig Cemetery Road, and then there's a Spring Creek Road, Spring Creek 2, there's 3 Spring Creek Roads, Bidding Creek, Delaney, Webster Road, Gideon Road, Golden Road, Northwest Moody Road, Gabriel Road, Double Springs Road, and 14 Mile Road. I think those are all relative roads to add there.
Thank you. Moving on to item 8, a resolution authorizing a USDA Cooperative State Research Education and Technical Service Grant. Mr. Martin.
Mr. Chairman, I think we skipped one. I think would be item 9. The resolution authorizing service line agreement over Cherokee tribal land, Delaware County. Okay, I'm sorry. It is resolution authorizing USDA Cooperative State Research Education and Teaching Service Grant $300,000. No matching funds. I would move for approval.
Second.
Motion made, second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those, no? Item 9, a resolution authorizing a service line agreement over Cherokee Nation tribal lands, Delaware County. Councilman Martin.
Thank you, sir. This is request set forth in the attached resolution of service line agreement for phone service for Cherokee Nation, Duty Volunteer Fire Department. Description here to provide telephone service to the fire department, Cherokee Nation, waive compensation as the service enhanced upgrade to present service. I will move for adoption.
Motion made, second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, no? Item 10, a resolution authorizing a service line agreement in Cherokee County between Cherokee Nation and Six-Horse Mountain Rural Water. Mr. Martin.
Thank you, sir. Purpose of this resolution is to authorize a service line agreement between Cherokee Nation and the Six-Horse Mountain Rural Water Company. This agreement will provide water lines for the benefit of Cherokee Nation Enterprise Telephone Casino. Move for adoption.
Motion made, second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, no? Motion carried. Item 11, a resolution authorizing a service line agreement in Cherokee County between Cherokee Nation and Southall Public Works. Mr. Martin.
The purpose of this resolution is to authorize a service line agreement between Cherokee Nation and Southall Public Works Authority. This agreement will provide power lines and sewer lines for the benefit of Cherokee Nation Enterprise Telephone Casino. I will move for adoption.
Motion made, second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, no? Next is item 12. A resolution authorizing the placement of land in trust, Happy Property Highway 62 and 83. Councilman Martin.
The tax resolution authorizes the placement in trust of tract of land containing 16.61 acres more or less. The land is located at the junction of Highway 62 and Highway 82 south and west of the city of Tahoe and county of Cherokee, Oklahoma. Vote for adoption.
Motion made, second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, no? Motion carried. Item 13, a resolution authorizing the placement of land in trust, Redbird Smith Clinic. Councilman Martin.
This is tax resolution authorizing the placement in trust of a tract of land containing 34.83 acres more or less. This land is located adjacent to the Red Bird Smith plant in South Oklahoma. I will move to adopt.
Second. Motion is made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carried. 14 is a legislative act relating to and approving certain compacts with the state of Oklahoma, known as the Cherokee Nation State Tobacco Tax Compact. Please pray.
This act approves the terms of the proposed tobacco tax compact entered into between the Cherokee Nation and the state of Oklahoma, and supersedes the provision of the 92 tobacco tax compact. And this proposed compact will terminate June of 2013, and it's negotiated by our principal chief and the governor of Oklahoma, and I move for approval.
Second. Motion made, seconded. Roll call, vote, please.
Bill England,
Yes.
Bill Messer,
Yes.
Margaret Thomas, yes. Cherokee,
Yes.
Bill Kennedy, Mary Sparley,
Yes.
John Garber,
Yes.
Charles Hopkins,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
John Keenan,
Yes.
Linda O'Leary, Jacob Martin,
Yes.
Lavon Shophouse,
Yes.
David Thornton,
Yes.
Stella Georgie,
Yes.
The vote is unanimous. Next item is item 15, a legislative act relating to workers' compensation. Please pray.
The purpose of this act is to implement rules and procedures to govern workers' compensation claims brought by employees of the Cherokee Nation and its wholly owned subsidiaries or entities. And this is very important legislation because our employees have had to file these types of claims in state court previously because we've had no legislation to cover such actions. And although we could raise the defense of sovereign immunity in state court, judges are sometimes very reluctant and sometimes refuse to release these claims to the Cherokee Nation. Therefore, this act will provide a format for review of these workers' comp decisions after arbitration before the court. And I'd like to commend all those who participated in drafting this legislation because it provides a system for our employees to govern these types of claims, not only through arbitration, but also for providing an appeals process. And actually, it's even better than the state legislation. So I would move for approval, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion is made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, vote, please.
Bill England,
Yes.
Bill John Baker,
No.
Margaret Thomas,
Yes.
Cherokee,
Yes.
Joe Goodman, Mary Sparley,
Yes.
John Garber,
Yes.
Charles Hopkins,
Yes.
William Johnson,
Yes.
John Keenan,
Yes.
Linda O'Leary, Jacob Martin,
Yes.
Lavon Shophouse,
Yes.
David Thornton,
Yes.
Bill Kennedy,
Yes.
Motion carried 12-1. Next, we move on to a resolution regarding a certain asset purchase transaction involving Cherokee Nation Enterprises Incorporated. Councilman Craig.
This number 16 is asking Cherokee Nation to give a limited waiver of sovereign immunity for Cherokee Nation Enterprises. I move for its approval.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, no, and one abstention. It's carried. Item 17, a resolution authorizing a limited waiver of sovereign immunity of Cherokee Nation Enterprises Incorporated.
Mr. Chairman. I'll do this one as well. This is another limited waiver from immunity, made for Fox Cablevision for the hotel.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. For discussion. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 18 is an act amending legislative act 41-3, Cherokee Nation Limited Beverage Sales Act. Ms. Taylor.
This act amends the Cherokee Nation Limited Mixed Beverage Sales Act and adds new language giving the Cherokee Nation Tax Commission more control over the sale of the mixed beverages as to its location where the beverages are to be sold. And it also requires a license issued by the Cherokee Nation Tax Commission be in addition to those required by the state of Oklahoma. And I would move for approval.
Second. Motion is made and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Bill England?
Yes.
Susan Baker?
Yes.
Barbara Palmer?
Yes.
Sarah Allen?
Yes.
Joe Christian? Mary Fraser?
Yes.
Don Barton?
Yes.
Charles Hopkins?
Yes.
Bill Johnson?
Yes.
John Ken? John Ken?
No, on this one, due to the act of my constituents for their advisement, no.
Linda O'Leary? Jacob Martin? Jacob Martin?
Yes.
Devon Shotgun? No. David Thornton?
Yes.
Phil Georgie? Yes.
Motion carried. 11-2. Item 19 is a resolution honoring Fern L. Holland.
Sure. I made a motion to amend the agenda, but Chief, would you like to read this one?
Yes, please.
Resolution honoring Fern L. Holland, courageous Cherokee citizen. Let me skip the first several whereases. Whereas from time immemorial, Cherokee women have held high positions of power and honor within the nation, and times have gone to battle to fight for their beliefs. Whereas the culture of the Cherokee Nation as a matrilineal society recognizes the value and role of women as integral leaders and advocates of fundamental rights. Whereas Cherokee citizen Fern L. Holland was born August 6, 1970, and grew up in Mullaney and Blue Jacket areas of Oklahoma, and graduated from the College of the University of Oklahoma with honors in 1992, and from the University of Tulsa Law School with honors in 1996. And whereas Fern L. Holland worked for the law firm of Hard & Winters in Tulsa, but left the firm to commit her life to public service, first as a Peace Corps, and later working for USAID in Iraq. And whereas Fern L. Holland devoted her life to human rights, including providing HIV education and training phenomena, organizing legal education targeting women's and children's rights, teaching English and computer skills, soliciting computers from West African school children, and organizing legal aid claims for women and children refugees in West Africa. And whereas in May of 2003, Fern L. Holland went to Iraq to document human rights violations and preserve evidence for potential war crime tribunals, and continued her work there as a strong advocate for Iraqi women. And whereas Fern L. Holland drafted language in the new Iraqi Constitution for the coalition government that protected women's rights and guaranteed women a position in that government. And that because of her work, Fern L. Holland became a target for extremist groups who impose such roles for women. And whereas Fern L. Holland understood that she was at great risk because of her work
to express to her family that she loved the work she was doing and that many Iraqi women were depending upon her. And whereas Colonel Holland was assassinated in Iraq on March 9, 2004 because of her work, and that she died as a warrior fighting for her beliefs and seeking to improve the lives of others. Therefore, be resolved by the Cherokee Nation that Colonel Holland is hereby honored and recognized for her courageous commitment to human rights and for having sacrificed her life in service of others. Chad Smith, please.
Carol, I move that we accept this recommendation.
Motion made in favor. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Thank you. Item 20.
Here, yes, Mr. President. Yes, this is a motion to amend Legislative Act 27-03 to effectively change the date from March 31, 2004 to April 30, 2004, extending the deadline until we have all the financial information that we can obtain to make a decision regarding the Heritage Center. So it just simply extends the deadline from March 31st to April 30th. That's a motion.
Second. Motion is made in favor. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Are there any announcements?
Chairman, I have before me a flower power run, Saturday, April 10th. There's a 5K run and a 1K fun run. It starts at 8:30. High Park, Western Pony, Alpharetta Street, North and Cherokee. It's sponsored by the Wings Program, and anybody that's feeling good needs to go.
I have an announcement. April 9th and 10th will be the skiing contest in Delaware County. It's almost as good as 12 hours down Washington. Here, boats take off, so if y'all have a chance and never seen it, it's something to see. And even the chief comes out there and chants sometimes, so it's worth your time to come see them. They take off at 9 o'clock each night, the 9th and the 10th.
On April 10th, Rogers County is having their first cultural day that's done by the community. And on April 17th, I'd like to invite everybody to my hog fry at the Noah Roundup Club from 11 to 1 on Saturday, April 17th. Thank you.
I'd like to invite everybody to the chili supper this Friday night from 5 to 7 in Tulsa at Chip and Hudson. It's the Tulsa Community Cherokee organization, and also Cougar Kingfisher will be in Tulsa on Saturday from 9 to 12 at the Maxwell Library doing the stickball techniques. And also I'd like to invite everybody to our second annual hog fry in Sperry on May the 22nd.
Before we go any further, that last, the Cherokee Center of an act, yes, which I didn't have down, I'm sorry, and we're going to need to do a roll call vote. And it was extending?
It's extending the deadline from March 31st to April 30th.
So we need to do a roll call vote, please.
Jim Allen?
Yes.
John Baker?
Yes.
Mark Clark? Yes. Fred Allen? Yes. Joe Christian? Mary Fredden? Yes. John Allen?
Yes.
Rob Foster?
Yes.
Jim Johnson?
Yes.
John King?
Yes.
Linda O'Leary? Jacob Martin?
Yes.
Nevada Shoptown? Yes. David Thornton?
Affirmative.
Philip Larkin?
Motion carries. Philip, you can have for announcement.
I had an announcement. Mr. Thornton and I will be hosting a community meeting at the Evening Shade Community Building at 6 o'clock on March the 30th.
I just want the folks of Cherokee County to know that they're not being left out. I am working on a community meeting coming up in Culver, but the lady I have to book the community building with, they're on spring break, so she said call me next week. So we're working on that. Hopefully within the next 3 weeks we will have a community meeting in Culver. As soon as I get a definite date on that building, so I'll keep you posted. Thank you.
I'd just like to announce we have two prominent Cherokee citizens from Mays County here, Sam Sanders and Paul Adair. Would you raise your hand, please?
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to go back to basketball just a moment. Just announced that Tamita had both the high school girls and boys team in the state tournament. The boys finished state runner-up. Tamita is indeed in the Cherokee team. And if I remember right, both of those teams had to beat, I think teams from Dad in order to get it. But that's just common. Thank you, sir.
If you have a moment to sign, please, for our Fern Holland, we might, please.
Yes, ma'am. At this time, we'll take a moment of silence for Fern Holland.
Mr. Chair, there's no other business, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made,